As the war grinds into its fifth year, is Russia really looking from the front lines back to Soviet-era labor camps to plug the gaps left by a generation sent to fight? With the wartime worker shortage getting worse, is Moscow now eyeing school-aged children as the next group expected to step in and fill the gaps in its struggling economy? Is Russia running so short of workers that officials are seriously considering letting 12-year-olds work, reviving Soviet-style schemes to keep factories, farms, and services staffed? If the economy really needs another 1.5 million workers, is this radical push toward child labor and camp-style work programs the latest sign of how deep the wartime crisis has become? Even as Zelensky urges Putin to sit down for direct peace talks, Russia is reportedly weighing Soviet-era labor measures to cope with the mounting strain of a wartime economy. According to recent reports, Moscow is considering lowering the legal working age to just 12 years, a shift that would fundamentally change how young teens are treated in the labor market. The idea was advanced by Russia's Children's Rights Commissioner, Olga Yaroslavskaya, giving it an official voice rather than leaving it as a fringe suggestion. She has also reportedly floated reviving Soviet-style summer labor camps for young people, where teenagers would be sent to do organized work during school holidays. Yaroslavskaya claims that most Russian teenagers actually want to work during their holidays, arguing that structured jobs could give them both income and life experience. She has suggested that Russia's federal labor laws may need to be changed to make these programs possible, signaling that legislation could be reshaped to accommodate the plan. Under current Russian law, teenagers can work from the age of 14 with parental consent, or from 15 under their own labor contract, so lowering the threshold to 12 would mark a sharp departure. Olga Yaroslavskaya said, and I quote, "It seems to me that the return of labor camps is a realistic scenario that our children will support. When we talk to teenagers aged 12 and over, they all want to work in the summer, almost all of them. In the 7th grade, year 8, we were taken to weed tomatoes in 40-degree heat in a barrack in the middle of the fields. We survived, and moreover, I brought home 120 rubles." Unquote. These proposals are emerging as Russia faces a deepening workforce shortage, with key sectors struggling to find enough people to keep production and services running. Economists warn that the labor deficit driven by war, sanctions, and demographics threatens Russia's long-term growth, even if headline indicators look strong today. Recent estimates suggest the Russian economy may need roughly 1.5 million additional workers to cope with demand, a gap that cannot easily be filled in the short term. Putin boasts of record-low unemployment near 2%. Yet businesses are being forced to hike wages and offer bonuses just to fill posts and keep operations going. The gap stems from years of low birth rates, wartime emigration, and huge frontline losses among young Russians, all of which have shrunk the pool of available workers. Analysts estimate that up to 1 million, mostly educated Russians, left the country after 2022 to dodge mobilization or seek better prospects, draining skills from the economy. Separate battlefield estimates suggest around 1.5 million Russian troops have been killed or wounded in the war, further cutting into the working-age population. Russia's central bank chief has said the country has never faced such a worker shortage in its modern history, calling the crunch one of the most serious structural challenges now in play. Elvira Nabiullina has warned that this labor crunch is unprecedented and represents a structural risk for Russia's economy, not just a short-term wartime fluctuation. All of this is unfolding just as Zelensky urges Putin in an open letter to agree to direct face-to-face talks, highlighting how Russia's internal strains are mounting even while its leader insists on fighting on.